everything, that's kind of when we decided on a single, client to client basis on what they're comfortable with, what we're comfortable with, and we would just kind of talk about that and then kind of come to an agreement on how things, the protocol for the dinners would be. But we did in that summer, well, I would say probably May, June, we started to go back into people's homes and doing dinners. And we did have an extensive safety protocol for that. And then over time, everyone's you got your vaccine, get the boosters, whatever, and people are more and more comfortable. We're pretty much back to normal now. But in my process during that time was I started realizing that if I get this COVID right now, I'm not going to be in good shape. And
because your weight, because your health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
The comorbidity, that it's just not going to be a good thing if I get it. So that October, I was out at Pahrump, Nevada, and I was doing a Corvette driving school, and they take pictures when you're there, and I saw these pictures, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "Man, I got to figure something out." So at that point, I made the decision. So November 1st, basically, was I'm not drinking to the end of the year. I just said I'm not. And listen, that's the hardest time of the year to do it. It's all the holidays. It's all the parties. And I said, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I did all these things, had a diet written up that I follow. And I just did it one day at a time, started working out, started doing a lot of cardio, started walking outside. And over time, it just became like, oh, I don't want to do this, to I can't function now unless I go exercise every day. Like mentally, I can't function.
How long did it take for those habits to start forming and for your mindset to change? So if November 1st, 2020, you start.
I would say it was seriously hard through that holiday season, but I did it. I had no alcohol. I cut out all the sugar, and I had no sweets, nothing, not one bite.
So what was it? Was all about, it started with looking at that picture.
Looking at that picture, I had a neighbor who's older he's a good friend of mine, and he collects cars and stuff, and he was in the hospital, just got put in the ICU.
With COVID,
and he was there for like 9 months. Yeah, he's out now. He's just starting to learn to walk again. So,
just a combination of things. And you're looking at your mortality, right? Your age, and you're like, man,
yeah.
If I want to have a good life,
yeah,
I have to do something.
Yeah. So this is like either do it now or you're just kind of like just
waiting to die.
So I always heard this idea of just building this discipline, sharpening that discipline. I'm like, well, I got discipline. No, I didn't. Not even close. I do now. Now people are like, how do you do that? I just wake up every day, and like this morning when it was cloudy and I could just stay in bed, like as soon as I have that thought in my head, just stay. Yeah, just no. I get up immediately and go. So
how'd you form it? Was it 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before you had this moment where you said, hey, I can't go through my day without working out, without walking? How long did it take for you to form that habit?
I would say probably right after, like I felt really good right after Christmas, New Year's.
After New Year's.
Yeah, and I had been able to look back and go, I just nailed that 3 months of debauchery, which usually it is.
Yes.
You're going to party every weekend.
Yep.
I mean, a Christmas party, not to mention, I'm cooking.
Drinking
with all
at the same
food,
time.
People are drinking. They always want me to stay and have a bourbon with them afterwards, or wine.
And you did.
Yeah, I used to do it all the time. I would do it, but now I would say, I'm on this. I'm just trying to stay a little healthy, and and I always felt weird about that. I don't feel weird about it now.
This is what I do. This is what I'm doing.
This is kind of who I am.
So you mentioned the discipline piece. So if you had to weigh out the getting healthy, Ken Durbin getting healthy algorithm or equation, how much of it is changing the way you eat? How much of it was exercise? maybe another piece of health. I mean, so no drinking or not much.
Not much. I mean, now I'll occasionally have some drinking, bourbon here and there. Had some yesterday, actually.
Nice.
But I would say if you had to break it down into percentages, eating, I would say, was somewhere between 80-85%, and then 15% was probably exercise. Even though the exercise is beneficial for your metabolism and mentally, the food was the biggest hurdle for me, just because I'm around the most delicious food all the time, and that if I want something, I know where to go in this city to find the best one. Like, if I go to a restaurant and the chef, and I know the chef, which just happened downtown, we go and we sit down for dinner, and the chef starts sending things out, and like, now we have a whole table full of food, and it's literally disrespectful to not eat that and do it and try it. So, so
how'd you do it? Saying all that, how did you change the way you eat?
It's just that, like,
I know the discipline factor, but how
the discipline, but then just like, it's really hard, man, because when someone, and you're sitting, let's say we're all sitting at a table right here, and there's pizza and there's garlic bread and everything else that you love in life
that I eat right now,
and you're looking at it, and now my brain goes, no, you ain't winning today. You're not winning today. I know you want me to eat. You're not winning. And then I would feel bad for about a second. And then when I left and I would go home, I'd go, yes, I just nailed that. Because the old guy couldn't do that. The old guy would have went head first into that pizza and probably hammered it out, at least half of it himself,
So it took 2 to 3 months for your brain to start, right? You get into January of 21 and you're starting to say, okay, this is working.
I'm seeing results.
Yep.
Right. And I'm starting to see things. I mean, I literally had to throw all of my clothes out, every single thing I had, and buy all new clothing eventually through 21. And now, now that I'm wearing the size I'm in now the motivation is, well, I'm never going back to doing, because I will tell you, and it kind of overlaps the young entrepreneur, is everybody thinks you're going to fail anyway. So everybody thinks you're going to gain all your weight back. So I kind of have this, I call dark energy. So I have 2 lists, and I have 2 lists. I got the people who are supporting me, and then I have the FU list. So when I don't feel like going to the gym, or I don't feel like doing that extra rep, or I don't feel like doing anything, whether I was on the rower yesterday and getting calluses, and I don't want to be there doing that. I think I have a list of people that I can like vision in my head that want me to they want me to gain my weight back. They want it.
Why do you think that is?
Because they might be unhappy in their situation, and that's just easier to be negative towards you or negative in your journey. Everybody wants Ken the way he was.
What do you do? What do you do with those people?
Because
they come in all forms.
I don't now haters, like direct haters. I don't think I really ever had haters. Because I'm a pretty passionate guy.
Get enough success and you will, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when I say that, I say I do have people that say stuff.
Yeah.
But they immediately get blocked from my life. Blocked. I mean, there is no conversation with those people. Like I don't have a second to devote to that, because they're going to drag me down, and we're going to be 2 pigs rolling in shit, and he's happy and I'm not.
Yep.
Because he enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
So I always picture I have like this 100 points of energy a day. And I don't have one.
So for the haters, you cut them out. There's all sorts of perspective. You just cut them out.
Cut them out.
Doesn't matter who they are.
Friends. Doesn't matter, man.
Done.
They're cut out.
20-year friend. Done.
Okay. Yeah. I don't play games. Then there's some people that on Tuesday nights I do meet with guys I've known since the mid-'90s, early '90s, and I think they've all been very supportive in my journey of losing weight. Now they get a little upset because I won't drink on a Tuesday night, and it went for a year or so before I had anything, not even one sip, while they're all drinking bourbon. I will occasionally have a cigar. If you see online, I do.
We all have our guilty pleasures.
0 carbs. So
Is that the answer to really losing weight? Is it the carb battle?
for me, it is. You have to be in touch with your body. I take in a pretty sufficient amount of carbs every day, but they're not like sugar carbs, like
The bad ones. They're good
they're
and
not
bad carbs.
grain, no grain carbs and stuff like that. But I get a lot of people ask me like, "Tell me the secret. Tell me this," and the kind of the.
Give it to us.
When I think about it, there is no secret. The secret is that you need to go and do the work. So when I post my pictures of being at the gym, it's always hashtag we do the work, because the friend of mine owns a business supplement company, and that's what he always put. And he lost over 100 pounds as the owner. And when he did that, I was like, wow, that's really amazing. But I never thought I could do something like that. But it's just one foot in front of the other every single day. But you got to put in the work, and you got to be consistent, and you got to have a routine of discipline instilled in your life. You're not going to get it. You're not going to do it, because what happens is, man, here's how it works. We're really good on Monday. We're kind of feeling bad from the weekend because this is normal Ken. This is when Ken thought he was losing weight and in shape. Drank all weekend. Monday, I'm on it Monday, man. That's it. Monday, I'm hitting it. This is a new Ken. I'd be good to about Wednesday, and then someone would say, hey, man, we're just going to have a little light happy hour at Rooftop Bar. And then you stop by, man. We haven't seen you. You stop by, 3-4 beers. Thursday, you're like, oh, man, it's almost weekend. I'm going to get some more beers. I have to go out to eat on Friday with somebody, and then the weekend hits. And then Monday, man, I'm on it. This is the new Ken. I'm tired of being, And I would go through that circle. That was me. That was definitely me, And, oh, man, you're on vacation. What are you doing? No. So we have a vacation home in Rhode Island. And we go up there, and when I tell you the food is incredible in Newport, Rhode Island, it is incredible. So it's really hard to go there and not want to just eat.
Crush the clam chowder and just all the...
Well, yeah, our lobster rolls. And so I've had the house for 3 years, and I've cooked in it 3 times. That's how much we go out to eat when we're up there. So, and one of the times when it was just so blustery cold that like you didn't want to go outside, so we cooked dinner. But yeah, it's really hard. But when I was in that first year and a half journey with this, when I would go up there, it was like, no, you guys are going to drink? No. You want to eat that dessert? Go right ahead. And I just knew that every time that I could be in a situation and win that situation, I was just adding another layer of discipline, just adding to it. It becomes easier and easier and easier. And then people just realize, well, Ken's not going to eat dessert, so maybe we'll just grab something on the way home, bring it home, or maybe we just won't have dessert.
So why is it worth it? Because you're talking about a big, big change and sacrifice mentally early on.
Yeah.
Right, you're giving up something that is special. It tastes so good, and how it makes your mind and brain feel. So why is it worth it? Is that one of the most difficult things you've done?
Oh, no question.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no question.
So why is it worth it?
Looking back now, it's worth it because I feel way better. Now I'm 200. I have a counter on my phone. I think I'm 202 days to turning 50. It's not like I'm counting, but
it sure sounds like you are, kid.
Oh my God, I'm terrified.
Do you have the hours? Can you give us the hour countdown? So
okay, call my mom.
So 202 days to your 50. So I said, why is it worth it? And
why is it worth it?
Yeah,
because I feel great, and not only do I feel great physically, but mentally. Now, when I'm faced with something that requires discipline, I can tap into it. And I have it. So if it's something with my business, or trying to make a decision on something, or we've had a couple setbacks this year. It's you don't get devastated by it because you're like, nope, I know how to fix it. I wake up tomorrow morning, right back on it. Here's what I do: wake up, 32 ounces of water, take my vitamins, go do cardio, fast it till this time. And that, like, I just have my morning set. That's just, I know when I wake up, I'm going to do this, do that. And there is just, no matter where I'm at, no matter if I'm, like, I'll be in Nashville next week, I'll probably pack the cup that I use in the morning. So I get my water. I usually drink about at least 120 to 140 ounces of water a day. I don't drink soda. I haven't for 9 years. I don't, yeah. So it's mostly just maybe unsweet tea and water, coffee. Gotta have coffee.
Right.
Man. Come on.
Yeah.
Man.
The caffeine's got to keep you going, right? You got to have something.
I know my friend, he just released these energy drinks, and they're like 0 calories, but they got a lot of B vitamins and caffeine in there. Just,
They take you to the moon.
oh my God. I'm like, I can only drink half of this.
It's like some nitro stuff that's just wild.
Yeah, I'm like, those chemicals, I'm pretty sure those aren't safe for humans.
But it sure does make you feel good.
Yes, it does.